nature's beauty dazzled am I, knowing everything calls on you, the Lord Most High.
الله الذي يهدينا جميعا، الله الذي نعتز به جميعا.
الله 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 तेरी चावर करता है तू, बरकतों से दामन भरता है तू.
Wer ist der Mächtigste und der Barmherzigste? Wer hört unsere Gebete und schickt uns die Hilfe?
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. সৃষ্টি করেছো সুন্দর পৃথিবী, মানুষ পশু পাখি সাগর নদী.
Beten du, oh Allah, te adorim. Beten prete yedim kerkoim.
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. Mon Seigneur, vous êtes le seul que j'adore. Je m'adresse à vous avec un cœur plein d'amour.
تذكرك أنني مجد راجكوكو مثل رازاني أمرازتو.
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah.
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 As I look to nature's beauty, dazzled am I, knowing knowing everything calls on you, the Lord Most High.
الله الذي يهدينا جميعا، الله الذي نعتز به جميعا.
الله 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 रहमतें निछावर करता है तू, बरकतों से दामन भरता है तू.
Wer ist der Mächtigste und der Barmherzigste? Wer hört unsere Gebete und schickt uns die Hilfe?
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 সৃষ্টি করেছো সুন্দর পৃথিবী, মানুষ পশু পাখি সাগর নদী.
Veten tu Allah te adorim, veten prete yedim kerkoim.
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Mon Seigneur, vous êtes le seul que j'adore. Je m'adresse à vous avec un cœur plein d'amour.
تذكرك أني مجدرج كوكو مدلي رازاني أمرازتو.
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah.
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 As I look to nature's beauty, dazzled am I, knowing everything calls on you, the Lord Most High.
الله الذي يهدينا جميعا، الله الذي نعتز به جميعا.
الله والله 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 الله والله 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 الله والله 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 रहमतेरी छावर करता है तू, बरकतों से दामन भरता है तू.
Wer ist der Mächtigste und der Barmherzigste? Wer hört unsere Gebete und schickt uns die Hilfe?
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. সৃষ্টি করেছো সুন্দর পৃথিবী, মানুষ পশু পাখি সাগর নদী.
Beten du, Allah, te adorim. Beten prete yedim kerkoim.
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, Allahu, Allahu,
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. On behalf of the Board of Governors, the principal of the high school and the staff, we take this opportunity to welcome all our new learners and the parents to 2022 and welcome to the Al-Falah family. We will begin this evening's proceedings with a dua. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم افتح لنا بالخير واختم لنا بالخير واجعل عواقب أمورنا بالخير بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. We make a sincere dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes this year 2022 a very successful year inshallah, and He protects each and every one of us. I'll now have the honor of handing you over to Mr. Zafar Ahmed, the principal of the high school.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May I also add a warm welcome to all of you. On this chat today, inshallah, we have all the new learners and their families joining us from other schools, as well as our own grade 6s from Al-Falah College and their parents joining us as well as they make the big step into grade 7. And at Al-Falah College, grade 7s are in the high school. So welcome to big school to everybody. And we trust, inshallah, you'll enjoy this journey with us. Let me start off by introducing my management team and the subject heads who play an instrumental role in managing the high school. First of all, Mr. Abdullah Suji is a new appointment, serves as the deputy principal in the high school. Dr. Singh is the HOD for Mathematics, History and Geography. Ms. A. Amir looks after Accounting, EMS and Business Studies. Ms. A. Lal Prasad looks after English. And we've introduced new subjects, IT, coding and robotics. Ms. Gangaram takes care of life sciences and physical sciences. Sheikh Irshad Ahmad takes care of Quranic Arabic, life orientation and creative arts. Maulana Ismail Mullah and his team are responsible for Quran, surahs and du'as. Mufti Bakas is in an acting capacity to take care of Islamic studies. Mr. Goundan is responsible for technology and EGD, and Mr. Ghani takes care of Afrikaans. So ladies and gentlemen, this is sort of the team that manages the school and the various subjects, and you'll get an opportunity to meet and interact with these good people during your time at Al-Falah College. Just make a mental note of the names. We will share this PowerPoint presentation with you, so you can actually have this information at hand if you need to contact anybody, inshallah. You know, it's very important when families join Al-Falah College that you also want the same thing the school is aspiring for. And then there's an alignment of vision for what you want and what it is the school that is offering. So over the years, we've developed a vision statement and a mission statement, and we're hoping that as you join us in the Al-Falah family, you align yourself and subscribe to this particular vision statement and mission statement, inshallah. So we're committed to providing an opportunity for holistic education and environment of excellence infused with Islamic values for all of our children, inshallah. And in order to do this, we wish to instill love for Quran and Sunnah. We wish to nurture and develop capacity for independent and critical thinking in our children. We want to provide as many learning experiences that will advance the holistic development of our children. Leadership and service feature quite highly in terms of what we like to do. And of course, we pride ourselves on the technology and innovative teaching methodologies. And all of us come to work every day to fulfill our calling for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I hope that you also aspire for the same things for your children. Now, if I were to sort of summarize the vision and mission of Al-Falah College very quickly, we use this particular graphic of 4 pillars to identify what Al-Falah stands for. Firstly, high academic standards. Secondly, a strong Islamic ethos. Number 3, just, fair and consistent discipline, which is an enabler for all the other successes. And number 4, opportunities for holistic development. You see, these 4 pillars are equally important to us, and each plays a critical part in ensuring success for the college, inshallah. Now, most organizations also have values, and Al-Falah College has adopted 9 core values. And these are sometimes difficult to remember. So what we did, we ran a competition some time ago, and our students came up with a lovely way to remember our values. And it's tied into the 5 pillars of Islam. So if you look on the screen on the left-hand side, you see, remember, Tawheed, Salat, Charity, Saum, Hajj for reaching Jannah, our 5 pillars of Islam. And ultimately, we want to go to Jannah. The letters that make up that also make up our values. Remember, R for respect, Tawheed, T for trust, sincerity, compassion, self-discipline, honesty, faith, responsibility. The last J for Jannah, justice. Inshallah, over time, you'll get to learn these, and this is how we operate, inshallah. As Sheikh made the dua, and we were hoping that 2022 is going to be a better year for us on all fronts, including with COVID, inshallah. However, we are still very cautious because we have over 1,200 children on the campus, 100 teachers, and we have to safeguard the well-being of everybody on the campus. So we still maintain COVID protocols as we did when they were first introduced in 2020. Wearing of masks are compulsory at all times on the campus. We sanitize upon entering of the school as well as before entering every classroom. We're quite strict about social distancing in class during break as well as on the dismissal time. And regrettably, we're still restricting the number of people that can enter our school. And so unless it's really, really essential, we're limiting number of meetings and parents into school. But where essential, those meetings will take place, inshallah. Another area that we sort of have to cope with, prior to COVID, children used to have lockers in their classrooms in which they kept their school books, etc. Because of the possibility of cross-contamination, we don't have lockers in the classrooms anymore. Also, in order to create social distancing in the classroom, we needed to move the lockers out because it takes up space. And so for a while, our children will have to carry their books to school every day. I don't think it's a major issue if children take the trouble to pack their books on a daily basis according to their timetable. Very often children are neglectful of this and carry all of their books every day to school when really it's not necessary. For children in grade 8 to grade 12, I don't think they have a challenge with books because we provide iPads and all the content is preloaded on the iPad, so there's very little textbooks and stuff that they need to carry. So inshallah, I don't think that will be a major challenge for those classes. The last aspect I'd like to talk to you about is about communication protocol at the school. And we'd like to be proactive in communicating with you. Now, my teachers have a protocol for communicating with parents, mainly around your child's academic performance and behavior. And my teachers will proactively communicate with you. However, if you as a parent wish to communicate with the school or any teacher, then it's best you make an appointment through the high school secretary. And once your appointment is confirmed, on arrival on your appointment date, if you report to the main reception downstairs, the receptionist downstairs will facilitate your meeting, inshallah. Also, just be mindful that the school employs dedicated official channels of communication. Today, with fake news and all sorts of things, we're very particular. We will email you from a particular email address, an official school email address. We'll SMS you from an official school number. We use D6 as a communication, and we use official school letterheads when we communicate with you. So please, given social media and all the fake news that's going around, we will use official communications for communicating with you. Now, if you as a parent or a child are concerned about your child's performance academically, then this is the protocol we recommend. I first speak to the teacher of your child. They're best equipped to understand your child and where the weaknesses and challenges are and can give you the best advice. If you need to escalate it after having spoken to the educator, then it's best to speak to the subject head for that particular subject, who'll try and assist if they can. And if you don't get sufficient support, or you're unhappy with the kind of support you've received from the educator and the subject head, by all means you can make an appointment to the principal and let me see how I can assist, inshallah. If, for example, you have a concern or a complaint of a serious nature, not related to academics, perhaps some other area of school life, in that case, it's good to speak to the grade coordinator. Each grade in the school has a grade head. So if your child is in grade 9, you get in touch with the grade 9 grade coordinator. Or you may also speak to a subject head. And if they can't resolve your issue, you're most welcome to call me as a principal and let me have a go at it. And if you're not satisfied with the way I've dealt with it, you're most welcome to escalate it to the executive of the board. Inshallah, it never gets to that. We pride ourselves on trying to be proactive, and where we need to deal with matters, inshallah, we have a good team of people who will try and resolve the matters as best as we can, inshallah. With those few words, I'd like to thank you for your attendance this evening, and I now hand you over to one of our HODs, Dr. Singh.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening to one and all. My job today is to inform you more about the subject choices and also the promotion requirements and other slides which will follow later on. I'll start off by looking at the subject package that we offer to grades 7, 8 and 9. Right? It is similar, some of the subjects are similar to the public schools, but we have some additional subjects that I'm going to just elaborate on. So we start off with the main subjects that's offered by most schools: English, home language, Afrikaans first additional, mathematics, physical sciences and life sciences, technology, geography and history, creative arts, life orientation, economic and management sciences, which we refer to as EMS. Now, the additional subjects that we offer: Islamic studies oral, we offer Islamic studies written, and we have 2 additional subjects. For the first time in 2022, AFC is offering coding and robotics as a subject, right? And we have acquired the services of qualified staff, and also Al-Falah has ensured that the rooms that we are going to provide tuition are fully equipped with the latest technology. And I think this is a great feature that Al-Falah College is offering to our students, right, to keep up with the digital changes in the world. And closely associated with the robotics room is an IT room, right, which many students in grade 9, if they like the subject coding and robotics, obviously will have a flair for it and then choose IT as a subject choice in grade 10. The promotion requirements for grades 7, 8, and 9. Right? Al-Falah College promotion requirements are a bit more demanding compared to the public schools. So let me just run through it again. You need 50% in English. You need 50% in 5 other subjects. 40% in the remaining CAP subjects. You need 40% in Arabic, Islamic studies oral, and Islamic studies written. No subject must be below 40%, right? And your term mark, each term mark is calculated as follows. The CAS assessments, that means your informal assessment, test assignments, projects, etc., constitute 40% in grades 7, 8, and 9, and the other 60% is obtained by your term exams. Like in the first term, you have your March control, and in the third term, September control. And the exams will be in June and in November, and that constitutes 60% of your mark. Important to note that, especially at grade 9 level, that your performance in the November exam will determine whether we will allow you to choose certain courses, especially courses that involve physical sciences, accounting, and information technology. We use the November exam to rank students, and accordingly we will select students to be in those specific classes. The subjects that we offer at grade 10 and 11 level, the compulsory subjects are English, home language, Afrikaans first additional language, mathematics, life orientation, Quranic Arabic, Islamic studies oral, and Islamic studies written. Now, in addition to these compulsory subjects, learners need to choose 3 electives, right, additional subjects. Of these 3 additional subjects, they must choose from the list physical sciences, accounting, life sciences, geography, business studies, engineering and graphic design, which we commonly refer to as EGD, and now the new subject that we have introduced from this year, information technology. Now you'll notice that mathematical literacy is not listed as one of the subjects that we offer at grade 10 and 11. However, we do give learners an opportunity to do mathematics in grade 10 for the entire year, in grade 11 for the first 2 terms. And for those learners that struggle after the term 2 exam, then in term 3, we allow those students to consider mathematical literacy in term 3, grade 11. The promotion requirements for grade 10 and 11, learners require 50% in English. They require 50% in 4 additional CAP subjects. They require 40% in the remaining 4 CAP subjects, 40% in Quranic Arabic, ISW, and ISO. Once again, no subject must be below 40%, and your mark calculation for each term here will be made up as follows. Each term, informal assessment, which we refer to as your CAS assessments, will be 25%. The exam at the end of each term will be 75% of your mark, and that gives you your total 100% promotion mark for the year or the term as well. Now, this is a special notice for the new applicants that's coming to Al-Falah for the first time. You need to make sure that you bring your previous school report, your 2021 school report, and if there is a transfer card available, then that must be brought to school on the first day, and latest will be on the second day, Thursday, that these must be forwarded to your teachers. Al-Falah College is also fortunate to have a special support services department. And this support services department will offer advice on counseling, right, regarding issues that might be too sensitive to discuss with educators, right, academic problems, so some people experiencing problems that require life skills, study skills, right, this department will be the one to approach, right, as well as career guidance as well, right, the department will assist in this nature. The grade coordinators for 2022 are as follows. Grade 7 is F. Ahmed. Grade 8, Mrs. Z.B. Chan. Grade 9, Mrs. S. Mohammed. Grade 10, Mr. A. Kaka. Grade 11, Mrs. R. Parak. And grade 12, Mr. T. Lala. Now, each of these grade coordinators will have an HOD overseeing them as well. I now hand you over to Mrs. Amir, who will continue the presentation. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good evening to parents. I'll start by discussing the assessment policy of the school. The most important aspects of the assessment policy are as follows. If your child does miss a formal assessment but produces a doctor's certificate or informs the school of a funeral in the family, the subject educator will ensure that your child is not disadvantaged in any way. If, however, a learner misses a formal assessment for any reason other than the two specified above, they will, in terms of the assessment policy, unfortunately be awarded a 0. All formal CAS assessments will be conducted as per the CAS term planner. The CAS term planner is populated for each class and will be emailed to learners by grade coordinators. It is also important to note that the assessment policy of Al-Falah affords learners the opportunity to review their exam scripts. However, if a child is absent on the review day, they will forfeit this privilege. Our school also acknowledges learners who consistently achieve distinction aggregates in their examinations through the Academic Colors program. This culminates in an academic honors badge and a certificate. The school further acknowledges learners who accumulate community service hours through a similar program. Dear parents, to ensure a successful start to the first day of school, please note the following procedures for Wednesday, the 19th of February. Please enter the school through the main gates at the top of the driveway. Bring your child down the driveway and they will enter through the main school entrance. Proceed to the new learner gazebo. There will be prefects along the way to guide you. Once your child enters the school premises, the grades 7, 8, and 9s will be led to their classrooms. Grade coordinators and educators will be available to direct your children to their correct classes. The grade 10s and 11s will proceed to the indoor astro for the assembly. Grade coordinators will also ensure that they visit your child in their respective classes and buddy your child up with a responsible student who will help them through their first day at Al-Falah College. AFC has, alhamdulillah, enjoyed much success over the past 50 years. Our tried and tested recipe for success is based on a few key principles, these being self-discipline, regular attendance and punctuality, supportive and active parents, effective and continuous communication between the parents and the school, which we believe is vitally important, and what we call NTP consults. These are non-teaching periods within which parents are encouraged to contact educators and make appointments to discuss the progress of their learners in particular subjects. Parents, the school driveway is the only way to access our main building. It is for this reason that it is crucial for us to have a few rules for driveway usage. Do remember that rules and regulations serve a purpose and are not meant as an inconvenience. The driveway in the mornings is purely a drop-off zone. In the afternoons, it is a pickup zone. During these times, parents are not allowed to park and leave their vehicles. Kindly drive down to the furthest point of the driveway to ease the congestion during pick-up and drop-off times. There will be student volunteers available to help you. Cars can only access the driveway through the top gate. The bottom gates at the end of the driveway are exit points. Please note also that the area outside the indoor AstroTurf is designated as staff parking and may only be accessed at pickup times in the afternoon for parents to collect their learners. Kindly note that the dismissal times for Monday to Thursday for grade 7 and 8 and 9 learners is 2:20 p.m., 10, 11 and 12 is 2:35 p.m. On Fridays, learners will be dismissed at 1:30 p.m. All classes will be escorted to their designated dismissal areas by the last subject educator to ensure that proper COVID-19 protocols are maintained. Both the gates at the bottom end of the driveway may be used as exit points for parents. Also as part of the COVID-19 protocols, all grades have been designated a dismissal area. These are indicated in the aerial view in the slide. However, tomorrow, all classes will be taken outside to familiarize themselves with the designated areas for their dismissal. Kindly ensure that you collect your child from those designated areas. Thank you very much, parents. I now hand you over to my colleague, Mrs. Gangara.
Good evening and welcome to our new 2022 parents and learners. I'm going to take you through some of the salient points in terms of school procedure. The dates for school times is as per the AFC school calendar, and you would note that each term ends with exams. With respect to the days of the school, it is sometimes not possible for learners to attend for reasons like being unwell, attending funerals, and in these times, COVID-related matters. So we have a set procedure for absence and leave taking. If there is absence, then parents, you need to call the school and follow up using the standard AFC pro forma, which you can download, and you will have to fill it out and send it to school on their return, on your child's return to school. A doctor's note, like mentioned earlier by Mrs. Amir, is required if a learner is absent, and especially if he or she was due to write an assessment like a practical or a test or an exam. This would allow the child then to rewrite or, more importantly, not obtain a 0 for that assessment. In addition, if the child is absent and does not submit a CAS piece, then later non-submission also then incurs a subtraction of marks, a 10% on the first day, 20% by the second day of non-submission, and 40% and then on the fourth day. So if the child or the learner is away, you are at liberty then to hand in the assessment to the secretary. Again, here are the pro formas that would be needed to be filled out and sent to school. However, sometimes learners do become ill at school or, and they need to take early leave. Then this form here is filled by the school itself, and then you would be informed to come and collect your child. You would note as well that all girls' classes have been clustered into separate sections of the school, and thus we continue to maintain the separation of the male and female learners. Also, more importantly, we have had our learners being allocated to classes. Lots of thought has been put into this, and no requests for class changes will be entertained. And the reason for this is we need to encourage and talk to our learners about embracing change. We need to remind them that change is inevitable, and we need to also make new friends. We need to be able to join new classes, and we need to be prepared, because come grade 10, they would be then separated once again due to subject selection, their choices of subjects. We do request your help in that regard as well. Being punctual is a hallmark of a person. Please ensure that your children are brought to school by 7 o'clock so that they're in their classes for registration at 7:10. Very often, the learner gets the rap for being late, and then immediately they tell us, but my dad brought me late, or my mom brought me late, and nobody woke me up. So I'm urging you, both the learners and the parent, you need to then set the alarm clocks, get it right from the day one, that everyone is on time, and the child that comes early is prepared. There's no faffing around looking for things, and they are able then to proceed with the school day. Dismissal, we do not have any problems with that. All children are eager to go from school. And as ma'am said earlier on, we have 2 dismissal times to stagger the dismissal points at the dismissal areas. We have the 7, 8, and 9s being dismissed at 14:20, and the 10, 11, and 12 learners dismissed at 14:35. On Fridays, the Friday dismissal time for boys is 13:30 after Juma Salah. Girls who are not reading Salah at home can read Salah at school. Deliveries at reception. This is an exception, not the rule. Parents are strongly advised not to ask the secretaries at the school to deliver stationery, sports equipment, etc., that their child has forgotten at home. We do understand that once in a while this may occur, but when there is a pattern, it becomes very difficult for the secretaries to do this. And you must be prepared to wait for about 30 minutes or more before they attend to your request for deliveries. The reception area is very busy, right? And it adds additional pressure on the secretarial staff. Parents, again, you're advised to assist your children, especially the younger children, the grade 7s and the 8s, to pack their school bags in advance for the next day. Also note that the school tuck shop is not functional due to COVID restrictions, unfortunately. I now hand you over to Sheikh Ahmad.
Shukran, Mrs. Gangaram. I know currently parents are getting a lot of information. Just bear with us for a few more minutes and then we will conclude, inshallah. I'll be discussing a very important aspect of the schooling, which is the learner code of conduct. We currently operate a code of conduct and we have the merits and the demerits system. I just want to highlight some of the rules regarding the code of conduct. First and foremost is the uniform requirements. Unfortunately, during the COVID time, there has been some lax over 2020 and 2021. However, in 2022, inshallah, we will be enforcing all the rules of the handbook. Now, more information will be given to your learners or to your children during the assembly tomorrow. But just as a reminder, very quickly, the uniforms for the boys, the white full-length kurta, the al-falah grey school pants, the white t-shirt to be worn under the kurta, the special school topi to be worn, no other topis are allowed, a black lace-up shoe, plain grey mid-calf school socks, and the AFC bag or the talk bag for sports. Another problem we had during 2020 and 2021 was the hair issues. And I must say, during the holidays, we've seen many of the students, mashallah, with different hairstyles and so forth. But please ensure that the hair is to be short and neat and one length. Please, parents, this one length is very important because the two length goes against the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No hair dye or fancy hairstyles are allowed. An ordinary watch will be allowed. No smart watches like the Samsung watches and Apple and so forth. No jewelry. Fingernails must be short and neat. The mustaches must not be grown over the lip area. And a full neat beard is recommended. Colored contact lenses are a big no-no. For the girls, the al-falah cloak and pants, a navy t-shirt under the cloak, the plain al-falah scarf with the headband. Now we find many girls not wearing the headband, and many of our staff are having issues regarding that because their hair constantly shows because the scarf doesn't sit properly on the head. The black buckle or Velcro shoes, black socks with the ankles covered. So we do not want these hidden socks or what they may call it, those secret socks that we find some of the girls wear or even some of the boys that are wearing. The AFC bag and a black or navy long burqa for the Zuhr Salahs. As we know, the Zuhr Salahs again will be prayed at school, and for those girls praying Jum'ah, they will also be required to put on their burqas. Again, the hair and the neck to be covered at all time for the girls. Headbands are compulsory. No high buns, or what we call them, the Dubai buns. Please leave all those hairstyles in Dubai, please. No jewelry allowed. Fingernails must be short. No fancy manicures or pedicures or whatever to be done. No makeup allowed. It's very hot nowadays, so it makes it very difficult also. And we do not permit any contact lenses. So please understand the purpose of the handbook and the code of conduct is to make clear the behavior expectations of all our students so we don't go into unnecessary debate when a child does not follow the rule. So please familiarize yourself with the handbook, inshallah, and we will, as staff, implement it. Alhamdulillah, You know, we have moved into the digital age, and COVID has taught us that we need the computers, we need the iPads, and alhamdulillah, Al-Falah for many years now has embarked on this journey of digitizing our textbooks, our modules, and so forth. And alhamdulillah, we have now got many resources, our past papers, even our marking memos that are put onto the student portal on the Al-Falah website. So we encourage our parents and our learners to go and visit this website and access this information. Also, we have alhamdulillah embarked in 2017 on the iPad journey, and alhamdulillah, students from grades 8 now right up to grade 12 all will be given an iPad. Those from grade 8 to 11 already had their iPads on loan from 2017. And alhamdulillah, we have found how successful the use of the iPad is, where all the modules are put onto the ITSI platform. And whilst we were on lockdown for the grade 7s, we used the Moodle platform. So alhamdulillah, we can see the movement towards the digital journey. So we encourage our learners to use the iPads responsibly, inshallah. The CAS planners for 2022, inshallah, will be released to our learners shortly, as these assist our learners in distributing the workload so that all grades are not writing, all subjects are not written within the same week. And also we find that there is an equal share of work or tests or assignments that are distributed over the term. We request the grade 7s to use their diaries because they do not have the iPads to record all their homework and assessments. And grades 8 to 12, they may use their digital diaries on their iPads to record their information or homework. Now, in every classroom there are posters. We have the classroom etiquette, social etiquettes, etc., fairness posters, the code of conduct posters. So when we do these small things, they make a massive difference in a child's life. So we ensure that parents and learners are encouraged to see that the children arrive with all the stationery. They are not borrowing any stationery, especially during COVID time. And they carry lunches for that day. And as ma'am has said previously, dropping off items at the reception, we cannot guarantee timeously that the stuff will be given to your child. And secondly, of the COVID rules and regulations, we are discouraging you dropping off items at the reception unless it's something that is really important. Alhamdulillah, 2022, we go back into our sports program. I know for 2020 and part of 2021, there was no sports program at all. But alhamdulillah, from the beginning of 2022, we will be introducing PE lessons, inshallah, 2 to 3 periods a week. And the sports department will be sending out information regarding the extracurricular for boys on dedicated days and girls on dedicated days. And we are sticking to the code of sports, which is swimming, cricket, netball, athletics, soccer, table tennis. Again, depending on the COVID situation, we will be informing you accordingly. So inshallah, we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes 2022 successful, inshallah, and that He protects each and every one of us from this virus that we are going through. And we look forward in welcoming your loved ones into the Al-Falah family. And with that, we say Jazakallah khair for giving of your time this evening. And inshallah, if there is any questions you may have, you may please forward those questions to hs@alfalah.org.za, and our secretary Sabira will then forward it to the respective HODs or grade coordinators or principal, that we can address your concerns, inshallah. With that, we say Jazakallah khair, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayh. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.